PM launched campaign to rebuild disaster-destroyed houses.
U.S. and Ukraine make progress on peace deal.
Nghe An, developing sustainable, high-efficiency aquaculture.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên, and here we go to the first headline of the show. Vietnamese Prime Minister Phát had just issued official dispatch on the launch of a fast-tracked campaign to rebuild and repair homes destroyed or damaged by recent series of natural disasters in central localities.
The dispatch states that between late October and November, many localities were hit by successive storms and floods, causing severe damage. From November 16th to 22 alone, nearly 1,000 houses collapsed and more than 3,000 were damaged, with economic losses estimated at over 16 trillion VND. The Prime Minister requested that provinces urgently implement the campaign starting December 1st, complete repairs before December 31st, and finish resettlement and reconstruction of collapsed homes by January 31st, 2026. The dispatch assigns the military, police, and the entire political system to mobilize maximum social resources to support citizens. Provinces must review their support needs, ensure the efficient use of funds to help people stabilize their lives after the disasters.
Senior officials from the United States and Ukraine just held talks in Florida to discuss the Washington-drafted peace proposal aimed at ending the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The meeting was described as productive, though many issues still required further negotiation.
The Ukrainian delegation was led by National Security and Defense Council Secretary Rustem Umerov, replacing Andriy Yermak, Chief of Staff to President Zelensky, who resigned amid a corruption investigation. Following the talks, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the discussions aimed not only at ending the conflict, but also at creating mechanisms to safeguard Ukraine's sovereignty, prevent future wars, and support long-term prosperity. He also mentioned that the U.S. continues to engage with Russia through various channels ahead of the next round of consultations in Moscow this week. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One after the meeting, U.S. President Donald Trump expressed optimism, saying there was a great opportunity to reach an agreement to end the Russia-Ukraine war.
North Korean leaders Kim Jong-un just delivered another tough message, affirming that the country's Air Force will soon be equipped with new strategic military access to carry out a new important missions within the nation's defense deterrence strategy.
The announcement was made at the 80th anniversary of the Korean People's Army Air and Anti-Air Force Command at Kalma Airport, where Kim Jong-un presided and witnessed military demonstrations. At the event, Kim the crucial role of the Air Force in the country's nuclear deterrence strategy and call for a major upgrade of the force to counter espionage, provocation, and support Pyongyang's strategic goals. Although he did not reveal details of the new weapon systems, the statement underscores North Korea's continued military modernization, following recent actions such as live-fire air-to-air drills and the introduction of an early warning system this year. Analysts suggest the move aims to strengthen integrated combat capability and send a strong deterrent message amid a tense security environment in Northeast Asia.
Upcoming are some updated news.
Vietnam has reached a historic milestone as its total import-export turnover surpassed 801 billion USD by mid-November 2025, officially joining the top 15 global trading economies. A sustained trade surplus of about 30 billion USD also contributed to consolidating foreign exchange reserves and stabilizing the macroeconomy. Notably, the export turnover of the domestic enterprise sector is nearly catching up with the FDI sector, reflecting the strong growth of Vietnamese businesses. Entering the top 15 not only raises national stature, but also opens up new opportunities for manufacturing, agriculture, electronics, and consumer goods sectors, while also attracting high-quality FDI, forming a foundation for Vietnam to aim for $1 trillion USD in trade in the coming years.
The National Power Transmission Corporation and the Central Power Project Management Board, in coordination with relevant units, have successfully energized the Tuong Duong Do Luong 220 kV transmission line project to help ensure electricity supply for Nghệ An province and facilitate the import of electricity from Laos to Vietnam. The 80-kilometer-long project also helps enhance the stability of power supply in Nghệ An province and supports the integration of small and medium hydropower plants in the area through the Tuong Duong 220 kV substation into the national power grid.
According to the adjusted plan, Vietnam will have 33 airports by 2030, with a capacity of 297 million passengers. By 2050, the network will expand to 36 airports, serving nearly 540 million passengers annually. The total land area designated for airports will increase to over 26,600 hectares by 2030 and nearly 27,800 hectares by 2050. Capital needs for development until 2030 are estimated at nearly 500 trillion VND. Notably, the proposal includes adding new airports of Mung Jen and Van Phong and upgrading Quang Tri Airport to Level 4E, aiming to enhance regional connectivity, logistics, and investment attraction.
Implementing the Vietnam Fisheries Deployment Strategy for 2021-2025 period, Nghệ An's fishery sector has undergone major transformation in which aquaculture is seen as having great potential to reduce pressure on marine exploitation. In recent times, the application of advanced technologies has brought positive results and boosted the sector's growth. More in the story today.
In coastal communes, commercial shrimp farming is increasingly invested in intensive models with multi-cropping and increased productivity. Advanced technical procedures, from multi-stage farming, water recirculation, combined with the construction of enclosed greenhouses to covered floating cages, help reduce disease transmission and environmental impacts.
The high-tech process focus on optimizing initial environment treatment. This is the most crucial factor helping farmers increase their profits. High-tech farming basically yields about 1.5 times higher efficiency compared to traditional farming. High-tech investment helps reduce risks by several dozen %. For example, if it's too sunny, we use shading to cool it down, and during cold or rainy winters, we cover it with a rain cover to keep it warm. Thanks to this, the shrimp stock continues to grow well and avoids many risks.
With modern technology, farmers can now raise shrimp 3 or 4 crops a year instead of 1 to 2 crops outdoors, with yields increasing 5 to 6 times. Beyond shrimp, Nghe An is also expanding fish farming, oyster cultivation in estuaries, and clam farming in tidal flats.
The commercial value of the fish is very high, and the quality is excellent, unlike the traditional fish species. Previously, most farms focused on local fish, but now about 50% of production has shifted to high-value species.
From 2021 to 2025, Nghệ An's fisheries sector experienced outstanding growth. Total seafood output from 2021 to 2024 exceeded 1 million tons, and in 2025 is estimated to surpass 304,000 tons. Aquaculture played a central role, with farming areas reaching 21,550 hectares, an expected output of 81,588 tons, equivalent to 107.6% of last year's figure. The ongoing and upcoming measures will help Nghệ An's aquaculture sector continue its strong transformation, contributing significantly to the province's socio-economic development.
The last story to send it our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now.